Do you remember when Donald Trump made these statements? And I did a video on it over a year ago. You know, the Walmart video. The statement that Donald Trump made, this is the calm before the storm. Many were puzzled and many were trying to figure out what exactly Donald Trump meant. They were trying to figure out what was going on or what exactly was going on in Donald Trump's head. But all Donald Trump said was, "You will find out." These words are powerful, and I don't believe that we should ignore such words, because I believe that these are warnings. Because right now, a new decade has begun. 2020 has brought in the new year with some strange events. And now the whole world is living officially in fear. A lot of people, their hearts are trembling now as we revisit what Donald Trump said of the calm before the storm. Do not take those words lightly. Don't take the words that he said lightly at all. Take the words that Donald Trump said, as solemn warnings for the world. If you are watching this video, congratulations that you are alive. Congratulations that you have made it past another decade. And now you have entered into a brand new decade. But here are the facts. We are no longer living in times where everything is great and where people are actually looking forward to the future. Because the fact of the matter is this: no one is looking forward to the future anymore. Nowadays, people like myself wish that we can go back in time to like the 90s or the 80s. But however, the fact of the matter is we have now entered into the 2020s. We have entered this new decade with a fearful message. The memes that were trending on social media were memes of World War III. Furthermore, this new decade has begun with fearful sights. Australia is burning up and still is burning up. In fact, are you aware that they are estimating that there are over 1 billion animals which have died? And I'm talking 1 billion animals which have died from the recent fires in Australia. And at the beginning of 2019 in Australia, pretty much all throughout the year, many fish were being washed to shore dead. 1 billion animals has been caught in the Australia's fires. Some may go extinct. Many are saying that Australia habitats may take centuries to recover. But let me ask you a question. Do we really have a century left on this earth? If you really think that we have a century left here on this earth, and you think that you are going to live to see all of your great-grandchildren and all of your great-great-great-grandchildren, and you are really looking forward to that, then my friends, you don't recognize the solemnity of the times, because time is vanishing away from our hands, and all that we have is now. In fact, the Bible prophesied that all of these animals are going to be taken away. The animals that's being taken away should give you a hint that we are now living in tribulation times. Now go to the book of Hosea 4:3. Go to the book of Hosea chapter 4, the 3rd verse. And the word of the Lord say, "Therefore shall the land mourn, and every one that dwelleth therein shall languish with the beast of the field and with the fowls of heaven, yea, the fishes of the sea also shall be taken away. Okay, in the midst of all of this mourning in the land, while the earth is mourning, and while the fires are destroying the continent of Australia, wild animals are being taken away, birds dropping dead from the skies, the fishes of the sea are being killed. In the midst of all of this mourning, the whole entire world stage is in turbulence. There is a massive wind of strife that is stirring up the nations. That's right, the nations are being stirred. They are being stirred to war. The nations are being stirred to a civil worldwide unrest, both national and international, worldwide. It is no secret thing and it is no new thing. President Trump has stirred up a strife. Trump has stirred up a strife with the Middle East, and more specific with this country. And ever since President Trump stirred up a strife down there by taking out their chief commander, there has been a lot of threats on social media that has caused many people to immediately go into panic mode. And man's heart is failing them for fear. This new decade has begun, and it has already began with the word fear. What was trending on social media was fear. What was trending on the news was fear. People were trending end of the world hashtags. This goes from the high class to the low class of society. Hollywood celebrities were even jumping onto this. They were tweeting about it. Now here is what the Bible says. Go to the book of Luke 21:25. Go to the book of Luke chapter 21 verse 25 through 28. And the word of the Lord said, "And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring." Men's heart failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your hands, for your redemption draweth nigh. Have you all noticed that the world has been witnessing a lot more celestial activities in the heavens above? There are more celestial events in the heavens above that are eclipsing our world. More solar eclipses, lunar eclipses, blood moons, rings and rains of fire. All of these are happening much more common nowadays. It has become so frequent that people has become used to it. But the Bible tells us that there shall be signs in the sun and on the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations, meaning distress of people with perplexity, and the sea and the waves roaring. In other words, calamity on the earth and the distress upon nations and the fear that shall fall upon men. These are going to happen simultaneously with events that are happening in the celestial bodies up above. The heavens itself are showing us that dark times are coming. Matter of fact, that dark times are already here. The sun shall be darkened. The moon shall not give her light. The stars of heaven are going to be disturbed, and then shall fall down to the earth. These are all signs that are letting humanity know. Whenever we see these things, we shall not get accustomed to them and used to them. You see, ladies and gentlemen, a storm is brewing on the horizon. And that storm, like I said in the beginning, I repeat, do not take it lightly. When President said that this is the calm before the storm, that was truly the calm before the storm. Now, the winds are beginning to blow. Whenever the winds begin to blow, at first you begin to feel the breeze. You begin to feel the breeze hitting your face. And that breeze becomes a much stronger wind. The turbulence increases. People, do not think or believe that things are going to get better from this point on, because it's only going to get worse. Why? Because the Bible states that these are all the beginning of sorrows. People, do not let the threats that you are hearing on the news or on social media about America going to war, don't let that stuff scare you. Do not allow the problems between the East and the West. Do not allow that to take your attention to the point where you become consumed to fear. Why? Because the Bible says, whenever you begin to see these things coming to pass, then look up and lift up your hands, like I read in the book of Luke 21. For your redemption draweth nigh. And that means that you shall be rejoicing instead of falling in fear and trembling. The only thing that you need to be fearing and trembling is your own salvation. You need to be making sure that you are straight with the Most High God. Do you know what this flag means? The flag that you are seeing right now. This flag, which was raised by an Islamic mosque. This is a flag that symbolizes bad things that are coming. And again, what you seeing is fear. You see fear being pushed all over the media. That, ladies and gentlemen, don't let this Islamic mosque flag scare you. Because Jesus is coming. That is the main thing that we should be focused on. Don't let this stuff distract you. Because Jesus is coming. Remember, the Bible substantiates that there shall be rumors of wars. And there are rumors of wars. The nations are angry. And all of this is pointing us to see Jesus coming. Don't get too used to seeing the celestial events, the eclipses, the solar, the lunar eclipse, the rain of fires. Do not get accustomed to these things, because these things did not used to be as frequent as they are happening today. These things are very frequent now, and the world are witnessing strange things that are happening right before their eyes. These things should let you know that your redemption draweth nigh. Look up, lift your heads up, for your redemption draweth nigh. Go to the book of Revelation chapter 6 verse 12. Go to the book of Revelation chapter 6 verse 12 through 17. And the word of the Lord say, and I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood, and the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. And the heaven departed as a stroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places, and the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man hid themselves in the den and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and the rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? May this be known to you, my brothers and sisters and friends. The sixth seal has been opened. Now is the time for the Most High God's children to be sealed. The sixth seal being opened is also the time when God's children are being sealed. Before the four angels, which are holding back the winds of strife, before they are given the command to let go and let loose the four winds, that the winds should blow onto the earth and to destroy its inhabitants, to destroy the land, to destroy the waters, and to destroy all creatures. This means that when the angels are given the command to let go of the four winds, to let loose the winds that they should blow onto the earth, it means that the Most High God's people has been sealed, and it is finished. The numbers are finished. The work of Jesus Christ, that work is done.